Hi guys, my name is Roger. Welcome to a new video. In this video I'm going to play and talk about this unit here below, the Roland D-20. And this will be the main subject, sequencing external hardware. So how to use the sequencer with other hardware. I will tell you how to set it up, some difference between the rhythm track and the instrument track. Then we do some recording. I show you how to quantize, how to create a clean loop, and then we wrap it up. So, curious how it works? Okay, let's start. Let's dive a little bit into the D-20. Because the D-20 was released in 1988 and it had an 8-track sequencer, which was in that time very new to have a multi-timbral synthesizer with an 8-track sequencer. So if we dive a little bit deeper into the sequencer, then we see 8 tracks, but there's a separate rhythm track and it has a repeat function, so it has a loop function. The sequencer works with song mode and it has a BPM from 40 to 250 and it has also MIDI clock. So how to set it up with the other hardware? Very easy. We see the back of the D-20 and we need to connect a cable from MIDI out to the MIDI in of your external hardware. So if you're using a patch bay, then the MIDI cable goes from MIDI out into the MIDI in of the patch bay, and the other instruments are connected from their MIDI in to the MIDI out of the patch bay. So you can connect a synth, a sampler, or in this case also a drum machine. What you also can do is use daisy chaining. And daisy chaining is to connect all the machines together just by cabling. So you go from MIDI in to MIDI through, from MIDI in to MIDI through, from MIDI in to MIDI out on your D-20. I advise not to use more than 4 machines because you will lose some sync, some MIDI information. So if you have more than 4 machines, better to buy a patch bay. Let's dive into the D-20 and I will show you how it works. Here we go. This is the D-20 and I'm going to use the sequencer to control my other hardware. So the MIDI out is connected to the MIDI in of my patch bay. I will start my patch bay now. And at this moment all my hardware is connected to the D-20. I go to MIDI over here and then I see MIDI channel number 1 is connected to part number 1, MIDI channel 2 to part 2, 3, 4 and so on, and the rhythm channel is connected to MIDI channel number 10. Over here in MIDI lower we see channel number 1, and if I play now my keyboard you will hear my M3R. I've created this sheet and over here I see MIDI channel number 1 is M3R, MIDI channel 2 is Stereo S, 3 DX100 and so on and so on. So I'll give you an example. Okay, MIDI channel number 1, M3R, DX100. The DX100 is not velocity sensitive, but the D-20 is. So now I can play with velocity on my D-20 with the DX100. The same is for the Alpha Juno. The Alpha Juno 1 is not velocity sensitive, but because of the D-20 it becomes velocity sensitive. MIDI channel number 10 is rhythm. The TR8. So I can choose several MIDI channels now. MIDI is set. We go to sequencer. I go to exit, sequencer. And we have song mode. And as you can see we have 8 parts and a rhythm part. And we start with the rhythm and we are going to create a rhythm pattern first. And then we combine the patterns for a song. I will change the lower now to MIDI channel number 10. I press rhythm If I choose, for example, this one, this beat, if I start, the sounds of the TR8. You also hear the TB03, which is synced to the D20. But I want to create my own beat, so I do a user pattern, pattern 51. I do edit 51 clear, yes. How long? 2 measures. And now I do some quantizing. Okay, I press start. The other sounds are coming from the TR08. Okay, something like this. I do right, enter, and number 51 is created. So now I'm going to create a rhythm track. I press exit, sequencer, and now I press over here to record pattern number 51. I can choose any pattern I like, in this case 51. I press enter, enter, 2 times enter. Okay, let's start with 2 bars. Exit. I'm going to adjust the tempo to, let's say, 110. Let's start. I use a pedal because my start bar doesn't work all the time. So at this moment we don't hear the rhythm pattern. But if I press this one, you will hear the TR8. So that's the trick. You have to deactivate the track. Now add something else. Let's say a piano from the GV1010. It's on channel number 4. Yeah, something like this. Okay. Okay, now I can choose or to record it on track number 4, or I can choose to change this channel from part 1 to MIDI channel number 4. I do it like this in this case. Okay, I press this button. Now it's armed for recording. I can start and then I have a count in, or I can do key on. I press start. No, not working. Yeah, it's working. Okay. And I stop. Okay. It's recorded. But I don't hear it. That's correct, because I have to press this button. But first I will quantize. I do edit, quantize, which track, this track, enter. It's quantized now. Also, I'm going to remove the program change. I do edit, program change, like this. Okay, I deactivate this track, and now it's triggering the GV1010. So there's nothing on track 3 and track 4. So I want to delete those. I press record, then up, display up, track erasure, sure, yes. Now I only have 2 measures, because this is the end. Start. Let me add something else. I want to add the V-synth on channel 7. Okay. And I'm going to add that on part number 2. I change this to MIDI channel 7. I arm it for recording from the beginning. I do now a count in. 1, 2, 3, 4. Something like this. I'm going to quantize that one. I make a clean loop. I'm going to remove the program changed, then deactivate, give it a try. Okay. I'm going to add something else. GD990. My GD990 is connected to my TR8 in the sidechain mode. So it will sound like this. Okay. So part 3 will be MIDI channel number 8. Arm for recording. Key on. Start. Something like this. Let's stop it. Quantise, enter. Clean loop, record from track 3, exit, deactivate. Let's give it a try. Now something else. I want to add a dub. So what I do is I want to add extra piano on track number 1. So what I do, I press 1 and then 1 on number, and now it's on dub. Now I do a key on. I do start. Now you will think it was the sound of the GD990, but I recorded it on track number 1, so it's recorded with channel number 4 in this case. Am I sure? Yes, I'm sure. Let's give it a try how it sounds. Deactivate. Deactivate. So this is how you use the sequencer to control external hardware. Thank you for watching, guys, and we see each other next time. Bye bye.